Hi everyone, welcome to another Wellbeing Conversation brought to you by the Busy Women Club and the Wellbeing Directory. And today I've got with me Simone Quin-Dixon, who is here to talk about her amazing business journey through health, beauty and fitness. And share that with you, and she will inspire you, and you'll just be amazed at what she's done and what she's achieved. And we're going to round up the conversation by talking about Sanare Spa, which is a wonderful space she's created in Tarporley, a really interesting business model where she's bringing together all sorts of therapists with a similar purpose. So that's where we're going to end up. We are going to start in our conversation talking about your journey, Simone. Where did you start on this amazing journey through the business world of well-being?
So I started in a tiny little village, very similar to Tarporley actually, but in rural Ireland when I was about 16. I started doing house parties using natural skincare products. It was called Nutrimetics at the time, back in the 80s.
Okay.
And loved it, loved skincare, went on to beauty college after I finished my A-levels, and just adored it. Beauty, well-being, anything to do with making people look and feel better, basically.
Yeah.
And that has been my passion for the last almost 40 years now. So it's taken me all over the world. Every decade, every year, every phase has brought new joy, new challenges. Yeah, and here I am in Tarpley, as I say, almost 40 years later, still loving every day that I work in this profession.
All over the world, right? You've hooked me in straight away. Where have you been? What have you done all over the world?
Okay, gosh. Okay, so I started in Ireland, went to live in England when I was in my late teens. Then I went to live in Jersey. Had a little hop over to France to do my thesis when I was 18 for 3 months. Did my thesis in Paris by myself, tiny little, little Irish person, didn't know what was going on. Went to Jersey, Channel Islands at 21. Went to Australia at 23. Back to Ireland, back to Jersey, back to France. Had a house in France for many years. Ended up losing my mind when I had my twins at 41 and left the most amazing life. I know, amazing life in Jersey to go and live in Florida. So, yeah. So that was.
I can stop right there. Losing your mind at 41. I had a child at 41. I lost everything, my mind, my body, my sanity. Twins at 41. Wow.
Yeah, it was a shocker.
If anything's going to make you focus on your own well-being after that, it's going to be that sort of life experience.
Well, you don't have time, do you? I mean, like for 13 years, age 13, I was like, right, they're still alive. I've done my job. I'm going to get back to me now. Poor children.
But you kept running businesses all this time. You
I did.
Still were there. Wow.
Yeah, because it's adaptable. What we do is so adaptable, You can, I ended up teaching actually over in the States because they were a bit clueless. Sorry, everybody from the States. But the beauticians, the well-being practitioners, they really didn't know what they were doing, most of the ones I encountered. So I ended up teaching, which fitted around the children because they were only tiny at the time. So you can go part-time, you can do it full-time, but 2 years ago, I got myself back. I got back my mojo, my determination.
You had a
and
bit of a dark time, bit difficult time.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Absolutely. And I think it's a sign of sort of real passion, actually, for what you do, that you can keep regrouping. And find that resilience. It's that passion that drives you, isn't it? And when you've got that connection with something that you do, that you absolutely adore, and you go out every day and you're not working, you're just living the dream and loving what you do. If caring and supporting people's well-being is what you're about, then it's a pause. It's a pause and a bit of a regroup when you have those crises, but you're back on it. So your businesses were always focused in well-being. Having the twins obviously was a big, difficult time for you, a big life change that made you regroup.
Yeah, it was.
But you came out of it stronger.
Oh, you have no choice really, do you? You've just got to
No.
survive, and as long as you learn from it, I think that's the main thing. I've made the same mistakes over and over, thinking each time, well, it'll be different this time. Well, actually, it isn't. If you keep doing the same thing and making the same
Yeah,
mistakes,
yeah.
you've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
to draw a line under it and think, okay, this isn't actually working.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
else can we work this out? So, finally, gosh, I've made so many mistakes, Helen, I can't tell you.
Mm,
But I've made the mistakes so that now the people who work with me and who work,
don't.
exactly, not that they listen all the time, and I don't like going out, oh, I've experienced, you have to be careful about that because it gets a bit boring. But yeah, I've I've made the mistakes, I've wasted the money, I've been stupid, I've trusted when I should, but here we are, and it's going, touch wood, it's going ever so well, very, very well, thank goodness.
And the thing I love about what you've done there, because it resonates so much with me, is that your spa in Tarporley, and I'm jumping right to the end now because this is where it always goes, isn't it? We're never on
A
stick to the
linear.
process, but you're all about community, and I feel that
Gosh, yeah.
very much within your spa and the way you talk about the people who work for you, but also the way that your spa sits in the community of Tarporley and beyond, and the way you've put yourself out there. It's almost like an extension of the work you do, that
Mm.
you've spread out into the wider community and created something there for Tarporley as a village, which is quite amazing.
Well, I
Um,
think well-being, as you're a big advocate of this, well-being is so much to do with community and support. We all need that community, whether it's to do with church, family, whatever. Um, and I think that one begets the other. Well-being is looking after each other in the community and in the spa. And, all of the girls who are here, all of the, not girls, because we have Dr. Matt as well, um, they all work for themselves, but
mm,
we all work together. We literally celebrate each other, lift each other up. And that transcends into the community work that I do. So with the Tarpley Independent businesses, the idea is that we do all look after each other. We all help and support each other. So, it goes on like that.
and that's everything about well-being, isn't it? I mean, that's everything about people. It's everything. We need that connection. We need that
Mhm.
connection for not just for business, but for self-healing. I mean, it's one of the fundamentals of well-being, that we socialize and that we have a community within which we function. And you're creating that in a sort of sustainable business model, aren't you, with the spa?
I believe
Um,
so. Mhm.
and yeah, well, you are, because the minute you walk through the door, you can feel it. You can feel that alignment, that you've got um, everything in place, and everybody's singing to the same tune.
Mhm.
So what you keep learning, you keep growing, do you keep
Oh my
learn new
gosh, yes.
things?
Absolutely.
What
So even when I lost my mind, I still used to study constantly. So I always need to be learning new things. I mean, there's always something that I'm interested in, that I'm studying, another certificate. Up until I had the kids, I would every year always have to earn a new certificate, a new diploma, a new qualification. Then it faded a bit. Obviously, I was a bit busy. But since we were about five, so we're talking about 10 years ago. Again, I got back into it. So even things that for example, in COVID or through COVID, I found that afterwards, after I was allowed to see people face to face again. Now, at that point, by the way, I was working from my utility room in my rented house. So 2020, that's where I was. And now, I mean, it's, well, never give up hope, people, never think that you're stuck in anything. But that was where I was at the time because I'd had to shut my business, my previous business. Anyway, so what I was finding was that people were coming in for treatments, but actually they were coming in for help. They needed help. Everybody was in crisis, as we know.
mm,
So back then I decided I felt slightly underqualified to give any sort of counseling or help like that. So I could do all my hands on and I could listen, but I didn't feel like I could give advice or guide them in the right direction. So I took a qualification in NLP, hypnotherapy, and life coaching. Through that time, I had some
as you
extra time
do
off.
as you
Well,
do
yeah,
when you've got a
yeah,
spare moment.
frankly, yeah. Um, so I didn't particularly. I don't use that as a day-to-day job. I don't advertise
Yeah,
myself as an NLP practitioner, but I certainly use it within my work. People come in, they might come in for a facial or a massage or some holistic therapy,
yeah.
but they do receive some hypnotherapy in that, which is, I know you're a hypnotherapist as well, Helen, and I saw your previous, chat with the lovely lady from Coda. And I think it can be used in many different ways, but
Of course it
everything I've
can.
learned, everything, whether it's related to the work I'm doing at the moment or not, it all helps. It forms this unit, this
Well,
background knowledge.
I think the learning helps you grow,
Hmm.
and as you grow as a human being yourself, it extends your practice. It extends your onward giving, doesn't it, to your
Absolutely.
clients, and it just enhances the whole package that you can offer.
Yeah.
So I think, I'm learning all the time, as you know, doing new things and stretching and stretching my mind and trying to see what else I can do, because everything is a gift,
I know
especially
it
at
is.
our age.
Your mind is stretched so far, your head's going to explode, by the way.
My mind is, yeah, somewhere else, really. Never, I'm not sure if I've lost it or if it's never coming back at the moment, but it is definitely, or maybe I think my mind is now being taken over by AI, and it's not actually me you're
Not
talking
Helen
to.
anymore. Oh dear.
But so what's been the best business?
So, in terms, if you're looking from the fiscal point of view, which I know you hate, so my most successful monetary business was when I had a practice in the Channel Islands. It was called Experience Beauty, and I had a number of people working for me. I'd done a television program, a makeover program, and I got really famous. Got really famous in this
Oh my
tiny little
word.
island. It was really
I
funny.
think we need to see this.
No,
Is there
oh God,
archive
no, it was
footage?
awful. I hate myself on camera. It's awful. My voice. Anyway, so yeah,
You're not
so that
underselling
was.
it to me now. I am going to find this footage.
You won't, I've looked and
Part
it's
two.
buried. It's buried. Anyway, it was very successful at the time and it was great. So I retired. I kind of retired in my late 30s. I would just pop in, and my mum used to call my business the hole in the wall because I used to just go in and just grab money and then leave. And it was
Fantastic.
great. It was lovely. Yeah, I had lots of shoes. But from a fulfillment point of view, I would say definitely Sanare. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt,
Yeah,
because I have all the benefits. So I get to work in a beautiful environment, which is mine, which is a bit of a control freak. I don't like being told what to do. I've worked for myself pretty much all my life.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so so I get to work in this lovely environment with gorgeous people who love what they who do it very well. I see the most amazing clients because, frankly, if I don't like somebody, I don't have to see them again. It's quite powerful, really. Um, yeah, and my money is my own. The, yeah, it is. I would say Sonara is definitely the most fulfilling,
So,
and to see
as you grow, you value. I'm hearing that you value success differently,
definitely.
don't you?
Yes. Oh
In
yes.
our early years, we, the hole in the wall business option is ideal. We think we've made
Mm,
it, and then when the emotional fulfillment isn't being ticked, those boxes of, you know, growth aren't there, that we change our minds and decide we
peace of
have different.
mind is invaluable to
Yeah,
me now.
absolutely.
I
And if you
can't
can
really.
walk through the doors into your spa and immediately relax and feel comfortable and be glad you've got up in the morning,
Yeah,
that sense of purpose is a gift
it really is. Yeah,
that
it's
very
wonderful.
few people have.
I'm really
Um,
lucky.
yeah, I think it's a real. I was going to ask you, because I'm all about legacy and what you'd like your legacy to be, but I think you're living it now,
Mhm. Yeah, I think so.
because the work that you do, um, in having this space where people can, not only clients can reconnect with themselves, but also your practitioners
Hmm.
can be passionate and they can reconnect with their learning,
Yeah,
is real legacy work. It's really about living your purpose today, isn't it? And
and I see them grow.
having
I've run
that
a business.
impact.
Yeah, I mean, our lovely Nadie, my one of my um, core people, she came here with not one client, did not know anybody. She'd been living in London, and in less than 2 years, she's built a practice to the extent where she's now leaving to set up her own practice here in the village still. So she's only down the road, and I am absolutely delighted for her because she never thought she'd be able to do that. And
Yeah,
already, as we spoke earlier, I've already got somebody who is even more suitable, I would say, for what we do here. She's going to fulfill a bigger role, who I found through the Wellbeing Directory, and lovely Bridget and yourself, who's going to come in, and then her journey is going to be next. And the people upstairs, all of the
yeah,
girls who came here, all of the people who've come here, have come starting right at the beginning, with very few clients, very few base, yeah, a very small base. And because of Sanare and because of all of our lovely inclusivity, been able to really build their clientele, and it's given them so much confidence. I've seen that the
mm,
confidence has just
mm.
grown, and with everybody. So that's really fulfilling too.
It is fulfilling. I mean, that's my story, isn't it? That's the reason I started the Busy Women Club. It's the reason I started our sort of little Cheshire network of therapists,
Yeah.
because I've done that. I've done that one-to-one work all my life in quite a confidential environment where it's a lonely place to be without
Mm.
support, um, and without the people around you to socialize with, the teams, the offloading,
Uh-huh.
the advice, the little tips. Yeah, it's a hard road to manage yourself. So much easier to be your best in a community. So much better if people grow together
Mm-hmm.
and exploit their own skills with support,
Mm-hmm.
with somebody at their side. So it's a perfect progression, isn't it, from where you started on your own, finding your feet and weaving your way across life, picking up these skills and developing yourself, then
Mm-hmm.
crashing, and
Yeah.
then having
Oh,
that
yeah.
wonderful gift of a crash, a crisis, to regroup and rebuild yourself into something bigger and better than you were
But
before.
using, at the time of my lowest, I had my wonderful Caddy Earl from Believe and Achieve Academy, who
Another of our
taught me,
lovely
she
members of our
taught me
directory.
how to get my way out of that hole,
Yeah,
and to aim high and to believe in myself.
yeah.
And she gave me back my courage. Caddy did, and showed me how to get there. So I needed her, and she is part of the whole community
Yeah, they're
that we
still
are.
growing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So tell me a little bit about the type of therapist you have working for you. What sort of areas do you cover? Because I know you're always bringing people in, and um, what do your therapists do?
So we have got a core of 4 full-time people here. So there's myself, who does obviously holistics. I've got my own skincare range. I do a lot of problem skin, anti-aging. So there's myself. There is Ali, who is our reformer Pilates teacher. So she's got a studio just up above my head here,
Yeah,
where she does one-on-one reformer Pilates. We've got Tony, who is TLC Beauty. So everything to do with
I've
nails,
met Tony. She's
waxing,
lovely.
Tony's. Oh, she's gorgeous. Everyone loves Tony. Tanning, lashes. Oh, she does great lashes, great lashes. Um,
Fantastic.
Yes. Then we have Alessandra, who's actually one of our newest recruits, who did my eyebrows with ombre eyebrows, which is permanent
Very
makeup.
nice.
Yeah, very nice. She's Brazilian, very, very talented, very lovely lady. Can't really understand much of what she says, but she's fabulous. And she's our sort of one of our latest. Oh, and then we've just brought in fabulous Dr. Matt Perk, who is our
Okay.
aesthetics doctor. So I'm really not weird. I'm very particular about who I have here, and I've always held the belief that if you're going to be sticking Botox or botulism into people's faces, you've got to know what you're doing. So I've
Mm.
only ever worked with nurses, but now I've got Dr. Matt, who's so highly
Okay.
qualified, lovely guy. Anyway, but the other one that I'm really excited about, because I'm having one today, is we have Charlie, who does fine line tattoos. So very
Oh,
arty, very, very elegant tattoos. So I am
oh, wow.
having peace, love, and joy tattooed on the inside of my
Are we going to
wrist.
see where now? Okay,
There.
that's all
I'm
right.
having that
That's
done.
suitable for camera and
Symbols.
wider viewing.
Up. Yeah. In symbols. And so yes, I'm excited about that. So quite
Yeah.
diverse, but all gorgeous people, just gorgeous. And then I have Julie, who's going to be joining us in December, who's very
So,
similar to me, actually. She very much aromatherapy, doTERRA, amazing girl.
and that's going to shift the focus of your business there into the training world,
We're
which
opening the
is,
academy.
which is
Yes.
something I know you've long been dreaming of and talking to me about since I've known you, that it's something that you've wanted to develop there. So again, it's another extension of this
Hmm.
community of well-being and fitness and beauty, and actually providing the right training for people.
Yes. The correct training. Not just a 1-day course where you come out with a piece of paper but no idea what you're doing. This is training by people who are properly trained and qualified and experienced. So we know what we're doing
Yeah,
and we want to pass
yeah,
on the knowledge to you. Yes. So
brilliant.
that's going to
And
be
what
January.
sort of therapies are you going to be covering in the training?
So mostly things like the holistics, reflexology, aromatherapy, Indian head massage, hot stones. What else are we going to be doing? Also, we will be going down the route of things like nails, waxing, lashes. That's going to be a bit of an add-on. We're going to, really concentrate on the holistics to begin with, because basically that is our passion. So that's what we want to teach most. And actually, I do think that's what we're being asked for most, is that
Mm.
kind of stuff, because well-being, we all need it, you know.
Yeah, and I think, I said to you last time I popped in, I had the most amazing snippet of reflexology with Simone. And I think we've all got, you know, issues around finances now, haven't we? We all have to be careful. I think
Hmm.
the days of splashing out and booking in for treatment after treatment are probably restricted now for a lot of people. And we come down to sort of those luxury treatments, and people are choosing their treatments perhaps with a little bit more discretion. I don't know if you
Uh-huh.
found that, but people are choosing an option
Yeah.
rather than,
Yeah, rather than coming, I mean, one of the things that I've asked all of the therapists here to do is to be realistic in their pricing. So rather
yeah,
than being elitist and charging £100 for a massage, or I went in
yeah,
Liverpool recently and I fancied a massage just because I had an odd day off, and literally they wanted £120 for an hour's massage, and I'm just like, I can't afford that,
yeah,
so
yeah,
we
yeah.
try to keep it very realistic here. So we're always busy, and I have seen in the last year particularly that people who perhaps would have booked every week or every month are now spacing it out a little bit more. Just got to be a little
Yeah,
more careful,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. And
Yeah.
maybe I wonder if, people are choosing the type of therapy they have that actually reflects more on well-being. Do you think
Yes.
more than
Yes.
beauty?
Yeah. Yeah.
That,
Definitely.
that they're looking towards the sort of things that you're providing anyway, the holistic treatments.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love the idea that, when people come in and have a session with you, that you're not quite sure where you're going to start, and
No.
you check in, and what do you
Yeah.
need today, what should we do,
And
and
they look surprised, as if to say, well, why do you want to know that? Like, well, I need to know. So they don't know how they feel, a lot of people. So I get them to stand or sit, and I close their eyes and I say, tell me how your head feels. Does it feel tight? Where's your tension in your body, physically and mentally? And they're kind of a little bit like, oh, what kind of witchery is this? But that's what we want to do. We want to solve whatever problem they have on an ongoing basis, but at that moment as well. So yeah,
and
it's
that's a
not just a
gift, and that's
massage.
a gift of resonating with your clients, isn't it? And that's the gift that you've achieved through all your learning, and all that accumulation, that wealth of knowledge and that wealth of experience of working with so many people and in different countries, and that it's brought you to this point where you can put it all together. And
Mm-hmm.
wonderful package. You're really inspiring.
See.
Yeah, I love chatting to you. You have really got everything together. You feel really like a finished product to
Oh my
me,
God, no,
with
I
lots of
totally.
However, with lots of tabs open in that browser where you're still going out there, yeah, no, it is a lovely place to come, your spa,
Thank you.
and you have created something wonderful, and I think your journey hopefully will inspire loads of people to keep going and
Keep going.
yeah,
There is a
yeah, keep.
light.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Hmm.
Oh, Simone, it's been wonderful.
Thanks, Helen.
What we're going to do with Spa, because the Spa is such a special place, and it resonates with me so um, deeply on many levels about the community that Simone is building. I'm going to take us into the spa, and we're going to do some mini conversations with all. I'm going to get the deep and dirty secrets now from all the people that work with Simone. And we're just going to delve in a little bit deeper in a few more recordings. So watch out for those.
Thank
But for
you.
now, Simone, thank you. Absolute joy. You can find Simone's details on the wellbeingdirectory.co.uk. You can find her there. Go and have a treatment. Go and book in. Go and experience Sanare Spa.
I'd love
And
to see you.
we'll speak soon. Take
Thanks.
care.
Bye, Helen. Bye
Bye.
bye.